My hometown is Moree. Life was really good. Everything I wanted, I had. It was good schooling. Everywhere you go is different. Played a lot of sport. My old dad, he was a good provider. We got on like a house on fire. On my dad's side, I had quite a few uncles and aunties. He grew up in a family of 11. I had 2 brothers, 2 sisters. I wasn't living with my mother at the time, my parents at the time. I think my mum was just too young when she had me, couldn't handle it, so I stayed with my mum's first cousin. I still grew up with the family. We had managers on the mission, and the manager at the mission come up to me one day at school and said, we're going to take you away for a holiday. And the next day I was heading to Kempsey. The manager brought me from Moree down. We had to get off at Maitland and catch a connecting train up to the North Coast. I'd never been on the North Coast. Never even heard of Kinchela or Boys Home or anything like that. When I got there, the manager come and picked me up at the railway station. I didn't realise how far out of Kinchela was, so it was night time. I got there just in time for tea, and everyone was eating in the kitchen when I got there, and there was about 60 odd boys in there at the time, like, you know. Oh, I did wonder where I was and that sort of thing, but I wasn't worried about anything at the time. Everyone had a number, and because everyone's got the same uniform, right? It's a grey jumper, grey shorts, and grey shirt. You got a jumper that fits me, surely I'm going to put it on if it's cold. But how you tell us you had your number on. Never had shoes. I took them off us, so we didn't have shoes to wear. And only when we went to school. But when we come home, we had to get out of those clothes into our what we call work clothes. It never dawned on me there was a boys' home. It took me a couple of months before I realised what it was. I just seen all these boys around the same age as me, and we were all going to school together, and I thought it was one of those summer camps at first, and then it never sunk in for another couple of months at boys' home. I thought it was a bit strange and no one come to see me, and I thought, I don't know what's going on. And I kept thinking, I don't know if anyone knows where I am. No one had a clue where I was or why they took me. I was never neglected. I grew up with a good family. It got to me that I wasn't going to see my parents for a little while. Sadly, a lot of the boys didn't get back to see their parents. Everyone had a job. Every morning we'd get up about 6 o'clock. We'd do an hour work like mop the floors and that sort of thing and make our own beds. One of the first jobs was doing the washing up. There's you got 60 boys, and we all had to eat, and you can imagine how many plates and cups and saucers and things like that. Yeah, that was one of my first jobs, washing up. I like to work in the garden, I like to work inside, especially in winter. I like to work in the kitchen. In the summer, I like to work out on the farm. Or we all do vegetables, and that we grew our own veggies. We used to make sure we pull the weeds out and fix the water and all that sort of thing, you know. The food was good. We'd have chicken or eggs, because we had a little farm. When they took me from Moree, I was heading into 6th class. So we had to travel from Kinchela to Kempsey every day on the bus. We got to play sports with the school, football, cricket, soccer, you name the sport. Boxing. We were different to the other Aboriginals up there. They made us think we were white. I knew I was Aboriginal, but I got on with more white people than the Aboriginals at the time. I think they wanted us to try and forget the Aboriginal race. A couple of boys tried to escape, but they eventually get caught. The old manager there, he used to be in the army, and he'd make them dig a hole about 6 foot deep until they can, and when they finished digging it, he said, "Now fill it back in." Just things like that. We wouldn't be allowed to go out and play sport. That hurt a lot because we all wanted to play sport. When he gives you 6 for the best, mate, they really hurt. If it didn't hurt, he'll make you take another 6. The worst thing they did was they didn't mind getting a cane, but they didn't like being stopped from going away for a weekend or something like that. That made it hard. Everyone liked to get away for the weekend, out with their mates, schoolmates. We used to get billeted out for a weekend, go and play football up in another town. But there was one group that got away. The manager's son went with them. He ran away with about 6 of the boys, and they didn't bother getting them back. They just let them go. They didn't know where to go, so they come back. Sadly, a lot of them never got back to see their parents, you know. And a couple lost their parents when they were in there, but we were never told about that. We had to have someone come and tell us, or we find out later. As soon as you turn 16 or 17, they find everyone a job, and then you're on your own. And the manager called me up in the office one day and he said, "Tomorrow you're going to have an interview for a job." It was good to realise I was getting out of there, but at the same time, sad because I was leaving all the other boys. I was 16. Moved to Smithtown, which is halfway between Kempsey and Kinchela. That's where they had a chocolate factory, Nestles, and I started work there, and it was a job I really loved. I was 21. I thought, I think I might be strong enough to go to Sydney now. Got a job at the airport, and then I mainly ended up working in the cargo section. Then started with TAFE over at Ultimo. 20 years later, still here. I got on like a house on fire with my dad, but I couldn't connect with my mum. Right up until, and then she died. Then I'm thinking back, it could have been my fault, could have been her fault, I don't know. I had a partner for a while, had one son. Sadly, I lost him 7 years ago, 31 years of age. 31. Kids losing kids, mate, you know. I only had the one son. We were all like brothers. Every 3 months we made up back in Kinchela, which is now known as Bennelong Haven. We just comfort each other, and we all have our little cry when we go back. That's nothing to be ashamed of, you know. And we just let it all go. We're confident with each other. It means a lot to me, really. I just want to keep catching up with everyone. And the families are starting to understand that now, because we're starting to take them with us so they know what's going on, and it's good for us too. I've come to terms, yeah, it happened and I can't change it. No one can change it now. Kinchela have been going for a long time, you know. I'm looking on it now, tracing back. 1927, that place was up there. And people can't tell me they don't know anything about it. I go to Kempsey. All my mates I went to school with, they wouldn't have a clue what Kinchela was. We're not going to forget Kinchela. It should never have happened, but it did. Now that I look back, I'm starting to miss my family more, because we should have spent more time together. And I got up there and I didn't know what it was. I think I lost a lot of the culture. Now, see, I'm getting on a bit, and I'm starting to realise what it means to be Aboriginal. We're strong people way back in the dream time, mate. How they all got along, how they went from here to there. They tried to wipe us out, but we're not going to go, mate. We're not going to go anywhere.